Welcome to From Agenda to Action, the City of Ames podcast that helps you understand what is coming up at the City Council dais and why it matters to our community. I'm Bill Gebhart with Communications and Outreach. The Ames City Council meets on the second and fourth Tuesday of each month, and this podcast is here to help you get ready for those conversations. Today, we're previewing the upcoming City Council meeting scheduled for Tuesday, June 9th at 6 p.m. We'll highlight a few key items from the agenda so you know what to watch for. And as always, I'm joined by Ames Mayor John Haila. Mayor Haila, thank you for being here.
Good to be there with you, Bill.
Looking at the agenda as it stands right now, first thing I wanted to point out is, and we've talked about this before, is we're actually starting with the Ames Area Metropolitan Planning Organization Transportation Policy Committee, which we call AAMPO because what I just said is a mouthful. So, and then I just wanted to point that out quick. We've talked about what that is before, but I just wanted to point that out to anyone listening that the City Council meeting will start immediately following that because that meeting starts at 6.
That's correct. Well, speaking of other meetings, Bill, we also have one coming up on Monday night, which has not been done for quite some time. That is a joint work session with the Ames Community School District School Board.
So you guys are going to have 3 meetings, one on Monday, 2 on Tuesday. It's a meeting week for you guys.
That's correct.
Okay.
And this meeting will not be held at the district office, but it's going to be held at the Ames Center.
Okay.
At 1323 Northwestern, just north of 13th Street.
Okay.
And one of the purposes is for City Council to have a tour of the recently remodeled facility, to become familiar with what programs are being offered there, with the amenities that are there. And then we're going to just sit down and have a good conversation covering everything from discussing both of our bodies' goals and priorities, what the Ames Center's purpose and green space, how it's being used. There's a Ames School District initiative called PK and Beyond that Superintendent Grimes has been doing a lot of work on, and that will be insightful in terms of how they're endeavoring to broaden the amenities and training that's being offered. And then talking about enrollment projections and historical data, which certainly affects the housing needs.
Yes.
And also the size of the schools. And then also career exposure and information for multiple grade levels. So it's going to be a very informative meeting where we can share ideas, share what we're working towards, and also be aware of other things that, from a policy standpoint, that either the school district or the city council can be aware of that might affect their decisions. It is open to the public. It starts at 5.
That's what I was going to ask, yeah.
Yeah, it starts at 5:30. It's slated to be a 90-minute long meeting, so wrapping up by 7 o'clock. There are no facilities there to be live streaming or recording.
So you got to show up to this one.
So if you're interested in coming,
you got to show up.
Please show up.
Yeah.
And it should be a very positive, proactive meeting between both the bodies, and one that we'll see how it goes, and we trust it's going to be fruitful, so that we can further the collaboration that already exists between the Ames School District and the City of Ames.
No, that sounds like it'd be a very informative meeting, and I definitely encourage anyone out there, especially when you're talking about those topics, to definitely show up to that meeting and go to that. And so it is a week of meetings for the Ames City Council. So you have this joint meeting with the Ames School Board on Monday.
It's termed a work session.
It's a work session.
There's no decisions that will be made.
Okay.
It's all conversation and a tour.
So you have this work session with the school board on Monday. We have the AAMPO that we just talked about starting at 6 o'clock on Tuesday, and then we go right into council.
That is correct.
Okay, so let's get into this council meeting. Consent agenda is one of the first things always. Is there anything in the consent agenda you'd like to bring to attention here?
Yes, we are going to be celebrating our 250th anniversary as a nation, and there's a motion to approve request from Discover Ames for a fireworks permit for the display, and that's for the fireworks shot off east of Jack Trice Stadium on July 3rd with a rain date of July 5th. So something that we always look forward to.
Absolutely.
And it's a big deal this year, being our 250th anniversary.
Absolutely. And yes, definitely we'll be looking forward to that on July 3rd. And so that comes through consent agenda, which it may or may not be talked about depending on what council wants to do, but we're essentially you guys are approving that permit for them to have that.
That's correct. And as we've discussed also on previous podcasts, and that is council always has the prerogative if they want to request to pull an item, if they want to either highlight the event going on, if they have a question for staff, or if they have a conflict of interest and they have to abstain from a vote, because consent items are all voted on in one motion.
In one motion. So if there was someone needed to abstain, they'd have to pull that one out so they could abstain from that single one.
That is accurate.
Okay. After consent, we get into the regular agenda. And the first thing that I notice on there is something that that people have been excited about for a while, and hopefully this will be an exciting update, but the Stephen L. Schenker Plaza update.
That's correct. And we are very, very close, within hopefully a week or two of opening up the vast majority of the plaza area. The one area that won't be opened up is the concrete ribbon that will be replaced in the fall. That will become the future ice skating ribbon. But yes, we're looking forward to hearing the update on when we're going to be able to go out there and start using the water feature as well as the building and the landscaped areas.
Absolutely. And so it does look like that is coming close, right?
It is. According to the agreement that we had with the contractor, and which a lot of time was spent by council discussing.
Yes.
The plaza was to be opened and up, but for the ice skating ribbon area on May 22nd. What we didn't foresee was the fact that it was going to have a delay, not with the contractor, but with the state of Iowa inspector coming to inspect the water feature. It's my understanding that they have come. They have identified some very minor changes that have to be made, which are being worked on right now. And once those are completed, it's my understanding that we'll be able to open up the vast majority of the plaza.
Oh, absolutely. We'll definitely be looking forward to that date when that part is open. Huh?
I think that everyone has been waiting for a long period of time.
Absolutely.
And I know council and staff are among those waiting.
Yes, my daughter is one too. She always asks me, how's that splash pad coming? And I say, it'll be soon. It'll be soon. So that's what I'll tell her.
Hopefully very soon, because it's going to get hot.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the very near future. And we want people to be able to enjoy going out there and getting cooled off on the new cool water feature.
Yep. So moving on to planning and housing, which again, we always have planning and housing. I saw on the agenda, a convenience store is looking to amend the convenience general service maximum. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. Our zoning ordinance does limit the amount of fueling points for convenience stores that are located in the CGS zone. And so there's been a request to increase that quantity because it was their opinion that in location where they're trying to get to build a new store, that it warranted more fueling points, that being more pumps. And it's my understanding that they're looking at least 3, 4, 5 more fueling points than what our zoning ordinance allows. And the reason it's on the agenda, one is that in order to accomplish that, they have to get council approval. But council's probably also going to be looking at, does that become applicable to any convenience store in any of the CGS zones that are in the city of Ames? And
so like you often say on this, decisions at council level are complex. It's not just saying, hey, you one convenience store, you can do it. You guys are talking about a zoning district, which then could allow many convenience stores to do it. And you guys have to take that into consideration when you guys are making decisions.
That's correct. It's precedent setting. And it seems to be very inequitable to grant that permission to one applicant versus all applicants in the future. Now, the quantity of CGS zone property in Ames may not be huge,
right?
But the point is that council is going to be weighing, that and the implications. Or are there other options that staff might bring to the table that would limit it to that one particular location? And that's something we would hear about in this update, in this hearing, right? Is where we're talking about the different ideas and things that will happen. That's correct. Okay. So moving on, is there anything else in the agenda that you see that we should be bringing up? Well, one of the amenities that we have in our community is our municipal airport. And people may not fully appreciate the importance that the airport plays in attracting new businesses, industry, and also for Iowa State in terms of attracting everything from athletes and or staff. And the item on the agenda is a south parking lot expansion. It's bids were received, and a contract is being considered to be awarded for a little less than $400,000, subject to the receipt of a federal grant. And many of the projects out at the airport are funded in a significant amount by the federal government through the FAA.
Right.
And we have an upcoming projects that's going to be considered that is replacing our main runway and going to a thicker runway. This was discussed at the last
meeting. Yeah.
Yes, it was. And to allow heavier planes to land. And when the question was asked by council, why do we need heavier planes? Well, there are charters that come in primarily with athletic teams that do have larger planes. And so the pavement is in the process of having some degradation. And also there's a lot of undulations to the runway. And so consequently, they're going to be doing some grading, kind of leveling that off somewhat, but also increasing the thickness significantly to handle those larger planes. But anyway, this particular project that we're talking about on, or the hearing on the next council meeting, is for a parking lot expansion. People might drive by on Airport Road and see that one of the entries is closed. They're doing work already right there, and now there's going to be doing some additional work on the south parking lot. So all important improvements. We just finished a big fencing project out there, and we hope to see more things being developed at the airport. And again, it is for many people coming into the community, it is our front door. And so we want to make sure that it serves people well, and is also maintenance required as pavement declines.
Yeah,
in quality.
Absolutely. Well, so that is just a preview of the 60 items that are currently on the City Council's agenda. So as a reminder, we're working from the agenda as it stands right now, but the agenda can be amended up to 24 hours before the meeting. So we encourage you to check out the most current versions at cityofames.org/citycouncil. So the meeting begins this Tuesday, June 9th at 6 p.m. with the AAMPO, and then the City Council meeting will follow immediately after that. You can attend in person or you can watch online. Mayor Haila, thank you so much for being here and for helping us walk through this agenda.
And thanks for hosting, Bill.
And to everyone out there, thanks for listening. We'll be back after the meeting with a recap, and we'll let you know what happened.
From Agenda to Action is a City of Ames podcast.